Hi guys, and welcome to the video. Today I want to take some time to talk about defense. In Operation Chimera, we have not received a defender. Both Lion and Finka are attackers, and I just want to share some tips for the defensive side of things to sort of counterbalance this disadvantage. But quickly, I feel that being a defender has been more of an advantage than being an attacker, especially in this last year with more of the better operators being defenders. In my opinion, 3 of the top 4 operators from this last year have been Ella, Mira, and Legion, all defenders. And personally, I feel more comfortable with the game on the line if I am playing on defense. This could be contributed to my playstyle or just being better at it, but with being an attacker, there's so much more that comes with it. You must watch for cameras, roamers, and traps. But just to put it short and not to ramble on, attackers have much more obstacles to face in order to win a round. Yes, it is not impossible to win as an attacker, and I do so quite often. I just noticed that usually winning comes easier as a defender. So I can understand the purpose of going with 2 attackers who have the potential to have a great impact on this game. But this is not the purpose of the video. Today, I want to share what I feel are the top 3 most important tips for a defender. These 3 tips are not based on whether you're a beginner or advanced player, just things that you should incorporate in your game and build upon, and also things that I tend to forget. So starting off with the first one, I would say try not to confine yourself into only the objective. This is meant for the players who enjoy playing operators whose roles are to anchor. Yes, you want to defend the objective as best as possible, but sometimes a better way to do that is not always directly from within, especially if it's blown wide open. Many times in late round situations, watching the objective from the room next door or across the hall could improve your odds of winning. If you know where the enemy is coming from and a better angle is behind a head glitch from the room next door, then take it. It is much more unpredictable and could probably be a safer option than the one you might have present inside the objective. And I mentioned angles, which is the next thing. Rounds can be won by merely who has a better angle. This can go for both attackers and defenders, but defenders benefit a bit more. Since defenders do not always have to push attackers, they have more time to find and prep these angles to use via kill holes or behind a bomb. When attackers go to use the angle, it is usually on the fly and a bit more predictable when they're looking into a room from one of a few different doors and windows. They are looking into a room full of stuff, whereas you're within a room full of stuff looking out for anything that moves. And I'm not saying to sit in the corner the entire round waiting for someone to come into your line of sight, but using sounds and callouts to predict which way the enemy is approaching and setting up with the best possible angle before you're spotted is more along the lines of what I mean. And also remember to switch up these angles. Nothing will hurt you more in this game than being predictable. If you're able to use 2 or 3 different angles looking out of one door from within the objective, then switch between them. Try not to feel comfortable with this single angle and peek it repeatedly. This is what will get you killed sooner or later. And last but not least, create your own lines of sight. This game features a bunch of destructible elements, so use them for your benefit. This is a tip that plays into both the previous points. Many players, especially new ones, do not use the destructible surfaces to their advantage enough. Whether it be kill holes or rotation holes, these things can have the potential to greatly benefit your team. A small kill hole could get you a few unexpected kills, a bigger one next to a reinforced wall could give you a better angle. There are so many basic things on defense that many players either forget or just don't do, and these are 3 of my most important ones. But one more comment on these, they are not necessarily needed every defensive round. Some objectives may benefit from 1 or 2 of these tips, others might cause more harm than good. So experiment with what works on what objective and what doesn't, but try to be as unpredictable as possible. So that's all for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like, I would greatly appreciate it. And check out my last video on the best operators from year 2, and I think that's all. Bye.